Today we're going to be installing some new parts for the dash in this 2005 Nissan Frontier. And so you can see this upper part is nice and fresh. Definitely cheaper aftermarket than going OEM, saves you about 200 bucks. I'll go ahead and put a link down to that in the description below as well as everything else. I'm also going to be replacing the radio with this nice LED screen. And then of course I got like a hardware kit here to make sure the installation goes smoothly with the radio system. So let's get started. Real quick, I wanted to show you how busted up this is. And so of course, my vehicle sits out in the sun all day, even though I have a visor. This stuff happens. So you can just see I glued that piece back on. And you know, I tried to remove this once, and you know, you start by pulling from back here. A lot of times these pieces break, and they also, you know, hold a lot of the weight of this whole assembly piece. So it might break on its own. And so we're gonna be replacing this setup right here. Make sure you don't throw this out, as you will be probably wanting to utilize your AC vents, as well as you need to make sure we carefully take out all of the components that fit in here. And so this comes all the way down here, and it stops, comes up, and goes around. So we'll go ahead and remove that now. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and remove this right now. So we're gonna basically put our hands at the very back of this. You can pull on this part, but it'll break it. But if you're supposed to go on the sides, you pull up and out. Of course, it's so sun damaged. Look at that. So pulling straight out. There we go. That pulls it all off. And so, yeah, it's definitely time for a new one. And so here's these pieces right here. Broke right off. Yeah, it was definitely time. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get after these wiring harnesses that are holding this guy in. I'll try and get a better angle of this. All right, so here we got the wiring harnesses that go into the front panel there. But what I'm actually gonna do is take out the radio first. I'm gonna go ahead and undo those 4 screws right there. There's also one there and one down there. So take out those 4 screws, and that'll allow you to get a little more space when coming down here, and you can get these wiring harnesses off properly. Go after these lower ones first. Alright, all 4 screws are out. Let's remove the radio. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start removing the wires. Now, I had put in a speaker system in here a while back, so my connections aren't the same as what you should be typically finding back here. These ones are simple banana plugs that pull in and out. Okay, those just pull straight out. That comes out. Alright, and this, of course, you just pinch down. It should pull out. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and undo the wiring back here, and then I'll go ahead and show you everything that's inside of here. It's a little bit cramped right now for me to try to undo the wiring and you can see it. Alright, so we went ahead and switched over to the passenger side to get all this stuff out. You're going to have a lot more space with the steering wheel in your way. So first I'm going to go ahead and get this one. There's this yellow insert here. So I'm using a small flathead screwdriver. I'm going to depress here and like pry back. It looks like, there we go, and just kind of ejects it out. There we go, so we got one off. And now there's this guy down here, and it's best to push this in between the part that you depress and the black portion that it inserts into in the female piece, and you kind of pry in and push down. And there we go. Let's get that one. And then now there's these guys here. Looks like, let's get this one first. So here you might be able to see a little better. So I'll push down and in, and then kind of work it out. That pulls that one out, okay. And then this guy, let's see how this one's gonna go. Okay, there you go. Okay, so you stick them in and then open it up. Let me do it to this side. Pull out a little bit. There we go. All right, so we got this guy off. And now what I'm going to do is start to take off all the components and put them in the new one. Okay, this is the old piece here. I'm going to go ahead and remove the AC vents first, because I'm going to actually reuse these, because the one and the new one, they're actually pretty cheap. Plus, once I remove this, it'll give me more space to go ahead and remove these items. And these use a Torx bit, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. to take these off. Left center, right center. Now that I got these bolts out of the way, I'll go ahead and start working on these other guys. Now once again, you're going to move to just another Torx bit. This one's a little bit smaller. So this guy came right out, no problem. Now I'm going to pull this out. And then there's this guy. Now, this, be gentle. Gently push it out. Stuck on with glue. Glued in there. Alright. Now there's one last thing. So this guy is clipped in here. See, it's clipped in the sides. It also looks like it's got a screw in here. But I don't see a tray screw there. I wonder if so. Let's go ahead and push these down. Jesus. Oh no. Yeah, you're supposed to be careful with this. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard not to break it. Oh yeah. Yeah. It just breaks. Shame. Ah. Dang. Oh. There we go. Well, it came apart. Might need to order a new one of these trays. So I'm gonna go ahead and order a new one of these trays and we'll see what comes in. Okay, well, it took some time to go ahead and clean everything. So what I'm gonna do is now remove these AC vents from the actual body here. Now, these are just basic Phillips head. Okay, I went ahead and put the new ones, or the old ones, back into the new frame. And so now I already started these Phillips head screws. Now I'm going to go ahead and tighten them down. Now we're going to put in this cluster unit. I went ahead and cleaned around the edge. Don't know when you're going to clean or open this thing up ever again. Probably not. So we're going to go ahead and make sure this thing is nice and secure. Switching back to the Torx bit. Everything's back in place. And it seems to be alright. Fine. Alright, that's good. Seems like this glue adhesion on this side isn't very good. You see this coming off? So that's a problem. So I'm going to have to go ahead and put some epoxy down here. We got here is some JB Weld fast drying epoxy. And this is my favorite epoxy right here for any project. I'm going to put a link to this down in the description below because you don't have this stuff handy, super cheap. Like, you need it in your garage, you need it in your space, just for moments like this. Little touch-ups. I'm just putting a bead of this around the edge. What it's doing is a little plastic insert that they have. That's what I'm doing in. So. Wait a few minutes, let that dry. Okay, with everything hooked up, I got my aftermarket speakers, that wire hooked up, and that's going to an amplifier going out to the speakers. So it's really not even using those cables. But what I did was, with everything hooked up, powered her on, and then you go through and move that dot, or select the fade and balance, so that you're going to different locations to make sure that your speakers are wired correctly. I went ahead and pushed this piece back, and I went ahead and secured it behind this bezel kind of face piece that they get, or that they give along with the kit. And I found that that's going to be the best option, instead of trying to bring it forward and putting on this piece right here, which could be another option. But I think it'll just be secured better, and it'll sit nicer and look better if it's recessed and fit into the bezel that it comes with the installation kit. So I changed the positions of the bolts, slid it back, and now I'm going to place this in here. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I have all of the main four corners locked into place. I'm going to make sure that this tab that's on the back here where the screw is horizontal facing to fit into there. And I'm going to slide it into place and make sure that it's centered on in the AC vents. It's there, okay. And then make sure that the radio is centered, all right. And I can push it into place. There you go. Make sure all four corners pushed in and secure. Make sure this center bolt is pushed in, and we can tighten that up. Okay. And there it is. So here's everything. I went ahead and tightened that bolt. You can see everything fits flush into the corners, flush on the sides. There you go. Push that down. Looks good. Everything's set. So, of course, here's the radio. Fits in there nicely. It's recessed in there. Oh. There we go. So, you can see everything in there. So, anyways, next I'm going to go ahead and put this cap, or this little faceplate, back on for the airbag light. And then I'll go ahead and install the backup camera. For the backup camera, I went ahead and routed some wires underneath here, and went through the firewall. And once you go through the firewall, you can go down kind of along this side panel here until you get underneath. And then you can run alongside on the top side of the frame there. And there is kind of a channel there. And you can basically, you can see that plastic piece. That's where you're going to route and run that all the way to the back of the truck. And it even goes on top of there. You can see the wire there. And I'm, of course, going to zip tie this to make sure it's all secure and doesn't get damaged. But then what you're going to do is come to the back here, and basically where behind the bumper, there's a little gap in the plastic, kind of where that spot comes up, and you're going to run it through the top there and come out, and then smack in the middle here is where you're going to be putting it and installing it. And so I actually secured it onto the frame of the license plate cover. So it comes with a little foam sticky piece, so you can lay down that sticky piece, put it on there, and then screw it into place. And then that way you have something secure. And so it actually holds pretty tight. Put some Loctite on there it's going to be vibrating. See how it does. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and install that now. Okay, the backup camera has an activation switch, which is basically these positive and negative wires, and those need to be connected to your backup light electrical. So what I did is basically tapped into this one, which is the bottom one. It's the smallest plug-in that comes out of here. And basically I spliced into it, so the color light blue is the positive, and then black is the ground. So I went ahead and tapped into that. Now I'm going to be soldering these up and then covering them up with a wire nut, or just a electrical cover. So that's that, but it's pretty easy to get this guy off. It's just those two 10mm bolts that you have to take off right there and right there. And you can put the backup camera on either side. I was just running it down along the driver's side because it's closest to the firewall outlet or output. And with the amount of wire that came with it, this is probably the only option you have on the truck, but it could easily be done on other cars. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, put the light back on, and then I'm going to finish zip tying everything up. Got the last piece for the dash, and of course this is the old one, old busted, dried out, cracked, and pieces falling off. So this is it right here. And so just here, nice simple injection molded plastic here. It's even got foam pieces to keep down any rattling. And of course you see these, the only difference is these 3 humps right there, and what that does is it lines up with these grooves, which prevents this from sliding back and forth, which was an issue over this. So this piece is actually, the new one is actually has a little bit more benefit than this one. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and install it. We're here with the last piece. Gonna go ahead and put it in place, and here we go. Just all you gotta do is just drop it in front to back and just kind of pushes in. So there we go. This guy is set. So that dash looks a lot better than what it was, and of course it was cracked up here and looking ugly, and these vents work just fine. So I'm pretty proud of that. So if you guys have any questions, go ahead, put them down in the comment section below. On that, hit like, subscribe. Appreciate it very much. Thank you.